actually, here is our hello everyone. It's our meetup, developer meetup, which is dedicated to InterSystems programming contest for AI and ML, which we and today we have winners and participants of the meetup. And I'm very pleased of the results of this contest, that all the solutions were so impressive, really impressive. And actually, I think I need to start learning Portuguese because today all the winners are from Brazil and from Russia as well. Okay, so this is very exciting. And actually, I think Irina, we can invite our winners to start present themselves. Okay, and so I think we will start from Yuri. Yuri, so how? Yeah.
Let's start from Pereira and
Okay.
from José. Yes, he has only an hour. Yeah.
Sorry. Thank you for this. Yeah, and how do we do this? So first you introduce yourself, you introduce your company, your family, your whatever you want to introduce. Why do you like InterSystems technologies or any other technologies? And so then you will have 5-10 minutes to present your solution, to share your screen and show how what did you do to win with InterSystems Iris. So okay, José Roberto Pereira Jr., please.
Just José.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Evgeny. Well, hi everyone, my name is José. I'm from Brazil, as Evgeny said. Currently, I'm working as a business intelligence developer. I have 10 years of experience in Cache and about 3 years in Deep Sea. I'm working at Shift, a company which provided solutions for clinical laboratories in Brazil and South America and other countries in South America. My company has partnership with InterSystems since 2007, and since then we have been using InterSystems product like Cache, Ensemble, Deep Sea, and basically all the solutions are using InterSystems products. May I show my application now?
I think yes. Actually, usually we have a first introduction, then show. But you're limited on time, so please go ahead. So okay. Yes, yeah, you're welcome to make your show.
Sure. Okay.
Yes.
So I will share my screen here. My application is basically an extension of iris-integratedml-monitor to grab information about machine learning models performance, supported by iris-integratedml. As integrated-ML is a SQL interface, it was very straightforward to develop such monitor. The goal of this monitor is to let people to custom alerts, alert rules based on machine learning performance metrics, allowing them to get their machine learning systems deployed to their customers and take actions quickly when any kind of situation or problem takes place. So in order to show this, I've set up a simple notebook. Here's just a bunch of setup for SQL connections and so on. Here there is the data set for my model. This is the column which I want to predict. This data set is a data set about appointments in clinicals. here is when I start to use IntegratedML. First, I create a model predicting the show column, and then I start to train it using the first 500 records. So IntegratedML is training my model now, and this could take a while. Okay, 23 seconds to train it, to create and train it. And here's some information about the model created by IntegratedML. As you can see, AutoML choose logistic regression as the algorithm and use the SKLearn toolkit. Here, I'm just showing how to use the prediction. The predictions performed very well, but there are some mistakes. It's a model. Its mistakes are expected. And here, I use the validated model statement to grab performance metric information about my model. And here you can see my model has 90% of accuracy. You can see the same information on standard system monitor CSP interface, 9% of accuracy. And now I will simulate a performance issue by presenting new data to my model, data which there are patterns which the model are not prepared for. And we can see now here in the next run of the monitor that the performance decrease, and we start to receive email alerts to this issue. And so teams could take some action. The monitor is still alerting because I haven't yet take some action. So my action will just retrain the model using more data in order to present new patterns. And we can see here still 87%. It's because, okay, the model was trained. Let's wait for next run. Okay, 9%. Let's wait for some runs to see the monitor stopping. Okay, another run, no alerts. Let's wait more 10 seconds. You can see there the alerts will stop, and another run, and no more alerts because the performance of the model is now suitable. And now I'll just finish the connections, and there's it. I hope I could show you how my application could help people in community, and that is, thank you.
Thank you, José.
Nice.
Very impressive. Do we have questions, Tom?
Yeah, no, I think that's really great because, you know, the system monitoring stuff that we have built into Iris is really powerful and, you know, really nice. And I just, I wasn't really all that familiar with it until I saw your elegant solution there. So it's really cool. And then
We have José back.
yeah, José's back. Yeah, José. Yes. Yeah, anyway, so as I was saying, it would be so cool with the system alert and monitoring stuff that we're also, that's new. See if we can expose this there. Like, I'm not sure. I'm going to catch up with Luca, who's the product manager for that, and see what would be needed to tie those together, because it also leverages the system monitoring framework and all of the measures that are automatically made it all the metrics that are managed there are available in Grafana to plot and monitor. So I think that it's probably possible to put these into that framework also. And you'd have a nice dashboard, be very much like model ops kind of capable solution with very little code. So I think this is a really good direction, and it's really nice. So really appreciate what you did there.
Okay, thank you. It helps a lot because it's the SQL interface to access cookies or machine learning. So as I have experience on SQL was very straightforward.
Cool. Yeah, I know. There's a lot we have to add and do and fix. This is just still in preview. So we should be releasing very soon. It's really going to come out right at the same time as 2020.3 Iris. It will still be a separate download and a separate kit because it's really large. But the plan is that this is going to be within every version of Iris that we sell. And so that should be a stable, a nice thing that people can use and put wherever they want to within their application. You know.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. Thank you, José. Actually, I'm really impressed that we are having such a nice application in a very short time. We just released it months ago. And my question is, do you plan to use integrated ML in your organization?
Actually, I'm still working to upgrade our environment. Are still using Cache 2017 and still to move to Cache 8 2018. I think that is the last Cache release. So the next step will be use Iris. I think so. And the people in my company was very happy with the easy way to use machine learning using integrated ML. So I think this will be more how can I say they help my company to move forward to ours. I think so.
Yeah, great to hear. I hope integrated ML will be yet another reason for your company to switch and upgrade to Iris. So, and thank you for such a remarkable application. And actually, parabéns for the winning. Yeah, I'm learning Brazilian. Yeah, I'm learning.
Very nice.
Yeah, thank you, José. And I think we will give the opportunity to present himself and our another winner, Renato Banzai. Could you please start? Yeah. Sorry, José. I'm sorry, José. Actually, we have a phase when we ask questions, when you winners ask questions to product managers, and we have two product managers here, Thomas Dier and Carmen. Yes.
Carmen dropped off. She'll probably come back on, yeah.
She didn't. Okay. So you consider that you can ask any questions to product manager. So please go ahead. So we will not. So it's your turn now. Ask questions. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Actually, I have one question. I'm not a data science specialist, not at all. Just start learning, but I hear a lot of people complain about the steps needed to before you get into the models and such cool steps. I mean, grab data, clean, do statistical analysis. So, and people saying that this take a lot of time, about 80%. I heard about. And what iris and IntegratedML could help us in this kind of feature?
That's a great question. So we don't like really address it super directly, but by having a platform where all your data is together, you can kind of clean it in a way that makes sense in the whole. So part of that data preparation, and that takes a lot of time, is figuring out where your data has problems. And so if you have to, like, for example, make a deep sea cube that works, you often have to fix a lot of the data to go into it. And one of the techniques that that people here have been using is really using deep sea as a way to kind of pull their data together into a good view or a table that's good for integrated ML. Because then as the data comes in, it goes through those kind of data preparation steps through the process of being integrated into the cube. So that can be very powerful to help you generate a really kind of repeatable, kind of rational way that your data is organized, instead of it just being notebooks and trying to do joins and, managing stuff outside of your database is it becomes a lot harder. And so that's some of the issues. We want to go farther in that and make it more useful, because we do have like a column limit. So when you're really doing a lot of data machine learning stuff, often transformations will make thousands of columns. And so we need to improve like our SQL engine and our data platform to really handle, machine learning. So that's some things that we want to do going forward. But it is good to have like the full power of SQL to do some of that cleaning, and your general, all the querying that helps to really manage your data. That's what SQL is all about. And so if we can make it so that it's a really straightforward way to get to a machine learning model, and then use that machine learning model all within one kind of context where you have the full view of the data, that's going to really help that whole process. And so like I said, we're not really focused on data prep, which is what they call that. We will have some ability with data technology partners, and we're working on some, figuring out how we're going forward with deep sea and really handling those things in a modern way, because admittedly we've got some legacy there in our own, but it has a core that's really nice. So there's some opportunity. So nevertheless, we wanted to focus on deployment and making the model. So once you have a model, then being able to use it back in all that data, that's where we really want to focus, because that's where your application is going to need to call that model fast, use that data, and use that new prediction. So that's all I can say. But yeah, I hope to be able to say more about a few months from now. But we're going to be working on the column limit. We're going to be working on just making it a smoother process for not only data scientists, but people that are just learning like yourself. Yeah, we're really focusing this on developers. And so there's going to be some things that are just data science that are just kind of outside of what we're focused on. So some trade-offs.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
to hear. Okay, it's great to hear that.
Cool.
I think it's kind of the other guys are calling democratizing machine learning.
Yes, democratizing and machine learning, exactly. We're in that. Yeah, we're in that boat. essentially.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and thank you, José. Actually, this was your first appearance its first participation in InterSystems contest, and first win. So it's really great, and I hope you will participate in our next contests. So parabéns and obrigado. Yeah.
Obrigado.
De nada.
So I'm very pleased to introduce our next winner. It's Renato Banzai. So Renato, are you ready?
Hi everyone, and I'm Renato Banzai.
Renato, are you here with us? Yeah. Thank you. Please introduce yourself again. So,
Okay.
and I think make your show, please.
Okay. So it's my second time here. It's my second time working with Iris. So, and I'm Renato Banzai. You can call me just Banzai. It's easier to say. Okay. I'm 36 years old. I lead the machine learning engineering team in my work. Okay. So actually, I don't work putting my hand at the code. So this contest is good for me to retrain me. Okay. And I am married. I live in Brazil. I love to code. I love technology, and I love to fishing. Okay. So now, do I have to show my application?
Yes, please. We changed the scenario today. So you introduce and then make a show. And actually, here I'm very happy to see this show because this was a topic I introduced for the contest, and thank you that you took this and made the fantastic implementation. So please make the show.
Okay. So I decided to use the suggestion of Evgeny to organize the community tags for each post. So there was some posts with wrong tags or without tags. And in my approach, I started at my way. Okay, I just use sklearn and start making a NLP solution. Let me share my screen here. Okay. So this is my solution. The last version, we can load some posts, but we need to type the URL here. So this is the José post. Okay. So if we load, here we have all the text of the posts. And here, in my way to solve this problem, using just Iris as a storage. So I use JDBC here and process with Python and sklearn. Okay. Now we have some tags here, like machine learning, analytics, AI, beginner. I don't know why beginner, and InterSystems Iris. So after a few tries, I got. I think it's a good accuracy for this model. Okay, and okay, this is my way. But I was interested in learn how integrated ML works. So before this, I tried integrated ML with one Kaggle problem. I think all who tries to work with data science knows that problem, the survivor of Titanic. Okay, and I was very impressed because to solve in the common ways, I waste a lot of time working the data, scaling the data, encoding the data. All the data preparation takes a lot of time. And with integrated ML, I just take the data set and with 2 lines of code, I reach 75% of accuracy with that problem. So it's very good for me because in just 2 lines of coding, I can do what me use a few hours to construct. Okay, but in this kind of problem, it's a little bit more complex than use in the Titanic problem, because in this one I use it's a NLP problem, right? Natural language processing problem, and in NLP we have a lot of ways to solve this problem. We have more modern ways like word meetings, or we have the intermediate that I used to use in this kind of problems, that is use common algorithms like logistical regression or any other kind of regression, Bayesian or SVM, and this is my way to solve. So I was curious about, how can I solve this with integrated ML? Let's test this. So I start thinking, and when I realized that if I train the model like I made before, it was impossible at first. Why? Because the way that I train, I generate a bag of words with the explanations of each tag, and the bag of words of these explanations results in a kind of 2,000 columns or 2,000 features or 2,000 distinct words, as I can show. So I got the limitation of Iris to create 1,000 columns first, but okay, let me try with 900 just to keep some space to Iris work, and the result is very interesting, because I use less features, but the result is good too. I have some accuracy here. Okay, this is the result if I predict with integrated ML, and as you can see, this is kind of the same. We have analytics, we have machine learning too, and we have InterSystems Iris, even for health, and that's crazy because it's from health. So for some reason, integrated ML perform better in some kind of words than my own model. Okay, so, and how do I do this? In my approach with Python, I use the one versus rest strategy. So what is this? For each tag, I make a train, and for each tag existing, I perform the scoring. So I take the text, this text here, and try with machine learning model, and after try with analytic model. Is this analytics tag? Yes or no? So if yes, I put here. If no, we don't see. So we have 200 more or less tags here, and I perform 200 times machine learning models. Okay, and if I do this at integrated ML, I have to perform 200 times 200 queries in integrated ML. And for this, there is not a miracle. So 200 times accessing disk or SQL engines, it performs in times not very well. So I need some seconds to get the text. But if someone here can teach me what can I do to perform in memory in this kind, probably we will have a good result too. Okay, and just to explain a little bit more, let me see here. Yes, let me share another screen here. Okay, I can. this is the way it's a just shallow explanation how my application works. So I have iris here, and without integrated ML, I have to prepare the data and train the model and serve the model. So I have 3 boxes here of processing, and if I just have all data prepared in iris, I can just use this arrow here to use integrated ML. But as I'm in NLP problem, I start preparing the data outside the iris and get back to the iris and use integrated ML to serve the model. So that second button in my application was using this flow, and the first button was using all these 3 boxes here. Okay. I think it's this. If you have any question.
Thank you, Renato. This was very impressive. Tom, do you have any questions?
Well, we definitely wanted to dig into this to see where we could maybe suggest or have a different something to speed it up. I think if you're running multiple trips back to the database, and just getting a prediction each time, is that what you're doing, or you're training it 200 times? I'm not sure what the call was that you're doing 200 times. I still haven't looked at your code, but it is something that's on my list to see, because
I take a lot of time to train those models. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of time, but there is no problem with this. I don't believe in miracles, so I know which complexity is behind this one. Okay.
Yeah.
But to serve, I have both problems to train, but okay, there is no problem with this now. But to at the scoring time, I just make 200 queries. Okay.
Okay. I see. So to get one prediction, you've got to run each one. Okay. And
yes.
So, okay. And then for scikit-learn, does it do that all in one call? Is there some scoring?
I make 200 at sklearn too, but with sklearn I use just memory, so it's easier to.
Yeah. I think that let's see. If we're just doing the calls, it should be just in memory. It's probably some overhead that we can probably work on. Okay. Chances are that will be improved in the future. So we're definitely going to use that as a benchmark. There's probably different ways to actually do it, because we're not really going after NLP application. We do a very rudimentary term frequency, inverse document frequency for any text column. So if you have any strings in your data set, it's gonna, the more strings there are, but it's gonna use that term TF-IDF to process them, and it can take a long time for the training in that way.
Yes.
But that's just the cost of doing business.
I do prepare the data before, so I made all the TF before with sklearn outside the iris and put all the data ready to use.
Yep. Yeah. So then at that point, it was just numbers, just scalar value. Okay.
Yes, just one and zeros.
Yeah. So in that case, it's must be some overhead that we can probably fix.
Okay.
That's what we want to do, is make things fast. But we'll see what exactly is going on there.
It was just an experiment, so we don't have to solve for this kind of problem.
Yeah. But it's nice.
Integrated ML throughout to NLP maybe is not the best.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it might be a corner case.
Yes.
But nevertheless, there's some really interesting things that we're going to be doing with Data Robot in this context, though. It's like because Data Robot is going to, knock on wood, I don't know how long, they're going to have like a free tier so that you'll be able to set up your own account and do limited kinds of experiments. And then you can really look in there, it's like, sure, we do some, but we're focusing kind of on the kernel. They have a really great user interface, so where you can really look at the data, look at what the model's doing, the explainability and interpretability, things we're going to add at the SQL level or be able to see at the SQL level and do that monitoring and the deployment and things like that. But really doing the exploratory work, that's, it's nice to have some other tooling to do that.
Okay. At the last point, I like this picture that I'm showing here.
Yes, it goes back to José's points before about how much work is in the other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. For people here who don't know which work is involved to deploy and create a machine learning model, so this is the point with machine learning model that is not easy. So think about all the work around this. I use some work here, mainly in the feature extraction for me in this kind.
Yep.
I made the ML code and data verification, some kind of others. I think José used this one, the monitoring.
Yep.
His solution is very good here. Okay, so this is the job of machine learning. We have a lot of work, more than just machine learning code, just the algorithms here. Okay.
So I think this is really, for both of you guys, you're at that different, kind of user personas that we like to think about. So even you as a kind of machine learning expert, seeing some value in the way that we've put things together with SQL. It sounds like you think it's interesting and could be useful. That gives me a lot of hope.
Yes.
Because, if you shrink those boxes and if you make deployment super easy, and you make monitoring very possible to do with very little, and we'd like to make that better, then that gives you more time.
All the process, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's the idea. So this is really cool. Yeah, thank you so much. It's great to have this code, and we've got something we can look at performance for our process too. So good job. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Renato. Yes, thank you, Tom. And actually, what excites me more that we plan to implement and use it in the production and developer community. So because we have this issue, so we tags often not much texts, and Renato, at the moment we are testing your feature, and once it will have reasonable performance, and once InterSystems Iris will have reasonable performance also. So we plan to use it. Thank you for this implementation. It is the outcome of the contest which everybody wants to see, like organizers, that people introduce something meaningful, useful, and here it is. So we plan to use it, and everybody will actually check later how it works. So you will see.
This is cool. This is really cool. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, this is great, and we have two more winners. And not very much time to speak. So I don't think you guys you have maybe for 5 minutes, and just to introduce someone not from Brazil. I want to invite the next winner of the competition. It is Aleksandr Kalinin. Sasha, yes, are you ready to introduce yourself and make your show? But you are limited in time. Please make it fast. So please go ahead.
Only a few minutes. Hi all, my name is Aleksandr Kalinin. I work for Escape company as a software engineer. I work with Cache for about 10 or 11 years, and a great experience, I think so. First of all, thank you for that contest and for the opportunity to show our solution. Maybe it will be helpful for other people. So I can show you right now or later. Right now, yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. I just want to add some detail. So what we had two proposed features of Iris. It is one IntegratedML and another is Python gateway. And what Aleksandr implemented is Python gateway, right? So please go ahead.
We develop on your screen. You see two tables. We develop systems for pharmacies and enterprises and companies of federal importance like Ministry of Health of Russian Federation. And the second, our big client is Pulse Marketing Union for pharmacies. One of our activities is development solutions for rapid normalization and optimization large directories like organization nomenclature, purchasing lists, or so on. So few words about solution this. So on the left of the screen you can see nomenclature, some organization nomenclature, and this is a lot. You see it's more than 1 million. It's often you often need to link your organization nomenclature to other nomenclature or other directory. For example, the Unified Directory of Medicines. It's a federal directory of medicines in Russian Federation. So just as often, this task is performed by manually by a person or with help with his own instruments. So it's this implementation takes a lot of time, and our instrument was made to make this time very little. So on the left is nomenclature of some organization, and on the right, analogous from ESKLP. It's or another directory, another organization nomenclature. It's not principal. So we compare. I'll show you. 1 second. So we have a web application to link different nomenclature to different directories. So we see nomenclature of some organization, and on the left, ESKLP directory. We have compared every pair, and we have some information about this pair, this and this, and this about pair, another pair too. We have this information. When we compare, we prepare the strings, and they are compared clean. When we compare the strings, we get some metrics. We call it metrics. For example, the country metric measures the similarity of strings based on country. The metric requires a dictionary with country names. Some other metrics are universal and don't require dictionaries. For example, n-gram. There are about 10 metrics about every pair of our nomenclature and another. So these metrics, after calculating these metrics, we calculate the value of the main function, which says us the similarity of two strings. This is. So they think that on 96% this nomenclature and this nomenclature are the same. If we reach some value minimal, for example, 92, if I remember right, 92, then we can say that positions are the same. The similarity function is a classic linear regression, and some metric weighted more than others. For example, manufacturers' similarity is more important for us than country similarity. And to calculate weight of these metrics, we used Python gateway. We have different plans to compare nomenclature. I'll show you. On the left side, you can see 4 plans. They have different metrics and different weights. At start, it is always is 1. And after calculating regression by Python, we get another weights, and we could our choice when we asking on a question if our positions are the similarity or not, similar or not, we can say it much better in future. So that's our decision was to use Python gateway and Python, and thanks for help InterSystems. We can link our position to another directories much faster and much better. That's.
Sasha, could you show the screen with production and Python?
It's another server. I'm from meeting room.
Okay, sorry.
I can't here to show you the process, but you can download on GitHub and to see by your own eyes.
Yes, I did this. Yes, it works in my InterSystems iris interoperability. Yeah, thank you very much. So this is very impressive. So it's not, it is a business solution already with Python gateway and InterSystems iris. So very impressive.
Yes, it's a business solution. It's really work right now.
Yeah, and
really
Aleksandr shared in open source the part of business solution and made it generalized. So for this contest, so thank you very much. This is very impressive and great. So actually, I think let me give the opportunity to Yuri to make his show and presentation, and then if you have some time for questions, so we will go ahead with questions. Yes, so if you don't mind. So okay, Aleksandr, thank you again. Спасибо.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, and another winner of InterSystems Iris AI contest is Yuri Gomes. Yuri, please introduce yourself, make a show. Go ahead. Are you with us? Yeah. Yuri? We don't hear you. Please unmute yourself.
Okay. I am from Brazil. I'm software architect. I have a startup that has a data privacy management solution, and using Iris in this solution. Okay. I will show my app. So my application is SAPPHIRE, and I can create a problem here, connect to one iris with AutoML, with integrated ML, and document my problem here. In the next step, I create a model or document a model, an existent model. I select my problem, connect, and I connect with my schema. Okay. All tables available to train is here. I select the table feature in this table and the labels that will be used in the model. The name to model. I select a name to model. So I don't have models yet, but I will create one. Model created. Model here with all columns. I want to train the model. So I will to the next step. I select my problem here. My problem is with a model. So okay, train. Yes. I will train the model created. Okay, 1 moment. Model trained. Model trained here. Okay. I have a feature to load data to validate model or to training the model. So I will connect to iris. I can create. It's possible to create a new table or using an existing table. Okay, I will create a new table. Delimiter to my CSV file. And I will upload. So in loading my CSV file, I can configure new name. And I will export my table and destination table. First table. I created my table. My table is table. So my data loaded, table created. Okay. In this application, I can create model, load data, train the model. Is for business and user. Okay. Thanks.
Yuri, this is very impressive. It's like a full environment for integrated ML with InterSystems styles, right? So the full
Right.
UI. So Tom, should we introduce it in our product? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's ready
With
to
the
go.
next release, right?
Well, it is really nice. It's actually, I think that we, could get a lot of, I don't know, it would be good to hear your feedback, Yuri, about like what kinds of things should be added to the SQL, because, we have some flexibility. Like, for example, when you make a model, I think that we have a way that you can put a comment into the SQL that gets kind of recorded with the training or something. But I think that would be nice, because in this case, you may have had to make your own table to then store those comments or things that go along with the model, where we could put that into the actual kind of framework of integrated ML. So it might be a little more accessible to other kind of management tools. So it'd be interesting to hear any kind of suggestions you have about what was hard to understand about integrated ML, or how flexible it was. And I mean, you got pretty far with a very limited amount of time, so it looks really nice. Congratulations on that. Very
Thanks.
pretty.
Thanks.
Yeah, actually, guys, thank you very much for today's demos. And actually, I'm very pleased and I'm very proud to what a great solutions did you did contribute to the contest. This is really great. This is a level. So so I hope to see same level of contribution with our next contest. And next will be Fire. And what I see here that an hour it's not enough for us, right? So we want to communicate and discuss things more. So maybe we will just make a meetup without any reasons, just a meetup of community and to discuss different problems. And actually, the questions my request to every participant so if you have any questions to product management, if you have questions, what we can improve, request what we can improve in integrated ML and InterSystems Iris, please go ahead, ask these questions in Discord, on developer community, or directly to myself and to our product management. So please don't share your feedback. And actually, this was so we ran out of time. This was InterSystems meetup for AI contest. Parabens and spasiba, and thank you very much to all the participants, and see you with the next InterSystems programming contest and on developer community, Discord, and Open Exchange. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you.